The iconic image of the Amerigo Vespucci training ship sailing the globe has long served as the romantic face of Italian naval tradition, yet the true modern projection of Rome's influence is no longer found in canvas sails, but in the gray steel hulls emerging from the shipyards of Fincantieri. The Italian shipbuilding giant has effectively transformed into the spearhead of a broader national strategy, often referred to as the Sistema Paese, where industrial capability, diplomatic maneuvering, and military pragmatism converge. This evolution is most visible in the recent surge of high-profile naval exports to nations ranging from Egypt to Indonesia, a phenomenon that signals a shift in Italian defense policy from merely guarding the Mediterranean to acting as a global security provider. Central to this strategic expansion is a willingness to leverage active production lines and even existing naval inventory to secure contracts in highly contested markets. The recent agreement to supply Indonesia with 2 multi-purpose offshore patrol vessels, known by the Italian acronym PPA, serves as a prime example of this aggressive commercial doctrine. Valued at approximately 1.18 billion euros, this contract does not merely represent a financial transaction, but a significant geopolitical entry into the Indo-Pacific region. By supplying these advanced vessels to Jakarta, Italy inserts itself into the security architecture of a vital maritime corridor, challenging established competitors like France and capitalizing on the regional need for high-end flexible naval assets. The vessels destined for Indonesia highlight the technical ingenuity that appeals to the Italian sense of engineering prowess. The PPA design features a distinctive wave-piercing bow, often described as resembling a gladius dagger, which optimizes speed and fuel efficiency. These ships are designed with a modular concept that allows them to function across a spectrum of missions, ranging from humanitarian disaster relief to high-intensity surface combat. This duality makes them particularly attractive to nations requiring versatile fleets that can justify defense spending to their respective electorates. However, the mechanism behind the delivery of these ships reveals the complex trade-offs inherent in current Italian defense strategy. To secure the Indonesian Deal, as well as previous sales of FREMM frigates to Egypt, Rome authorized the diversion of vessels originally commissioned for the Italian Navy. The 2 PPA units for Indonesia were initially constructed for domestic service, intended to modernize the Italian fleet. Similarly, the Spartaco Shergat and Emilio Bianchi, 2 FREMM frigates, were transferred to the Egyptian Navy to meet the urgent operational requirements of Cairo. This practice of selling off the shelf or diverting production slots constitutes a form of smart delivery that provides foreign clients with immediate capabilities, avoiding the years-long waiting periods associated with new construction orders. From an industrial and economic perspective, this strategy is undeniably successful. It keeps the shipyards in Muggiano and Riva Trigoso operating at maximum capacity, ensuring job security for thousands of skilled Italian workers and engineers. It generates immediate capital that can theoretically be reinvested into research and development, allowing Leonardo and Elettronica to refine the radar systems, combat management suites, and electronic warfare packages that constitute the high-tech brain of these vessels. Furthermore, seeing Italian naval hardware operated by major regional powers like Egypt and Indonesia acts as a powerful marketing multiplier, validating the quality of Italian design in the global marketplace. The ultimate validation of this design philosophy arrived not from the developing world, but from the United States. The decision by the U.S. Navy to base its new Constellation-class frigates on the Italian FREMM design is a historic milestone. It signifies that the Italian naval industry has achieved a level of technical maturity and reliability that meets the stringent requirements of the world's most powerful navy. For an Italian audience sensitive to international perception, This American endorsement serves as definitive proof that Fincantieri has surpassed its European rivals in the frigate sector, positioning the Italian product as the gold standard for NATO interoperability. Nevertheless, this export-driven approach invites scrutiny regarding its impact on national security. Critics argue that the Italian Navy is effectively subsidizing the export market with its own readiness. The diversion of the PPA and FREMM vessels to foreign buyers inevitably delays the modernization of the domestic fleet. While the Ministry of Defense receives assurances that the sold vessels will be replaced, often with upgraded variants, the interim capability gaps are real. The Italian Navy is operating in an increasingly volatile Mediterranean and Red Sea environment, requiring a consistent presence to protect merchant shipping and underwater infrastructure. Every hull transferred to Jakarta or Cairo is a hull that is temporarily unavailable to patrol the Strait of Sicily or the Adriatic. There is a palpable tension between the commercial imperatives of Fincantieri and the operational needs of the Italian Admiralty. The industry requires constant exports to maintain volume and lower unit costs, while the military requires a stable, predictable procurement schedule. The government in Rome acts as the arbiter in this dynamic, betting that the diplomatic influence gained by arming strategic partners outweighs the temporary inconvenience of delayed deliveries to its own forces. This calculation assumes that a robust defense industry is, in itself, a strategic asset that justifies short-term operational sacrifices. Furthermore, the sale of advanced weaponry involves navigating complex ethical and political landscapes. Exports to nations with distinct political agendas, such as Egypt, have sparked rigorous debate within Italian civil society regarding human rights and the long-term stability of the buyer nations. Yet, the prevailing logic in Rome appears to be one of realpolitik. If Italy refuses to sell, competitors from Paris, Berlin, or even Moscow and Beijing will undoubtedly fill the void. By securing these contracts, Italy ensures that it remains a stakeholder in the defense ecosystems of these partner nations, guaranteeing influence that lasts for the 30 or 40-year service life of the vessels. This network of influence extends beyond the hulls themselves. A warship sale brings with it decades of training, maintenance, logistics, and software upgrades. When Indonesia or Egypt operates Italian ships, their naval officers train in Italian academies, and their technicians rely on Italian supply chains. This creates a deeply integrated relationship that is far more durable than typical diplomatic ties. It transforms the client nation's dependence on Italian technology into a tool of soft power, effectively creating a sphere of influence that aligns with Italian national interests regarding energy security and trade route protection. The trajectory of Fincantieri marks a definitive evolution in the Italian posture. The nation is moving away from a localized focus towards a horizon where Italian technology underpins maritime security in critical choke points worldwide. While the financial figures, such as the 1.18 billion euros from Jakarta, grab headlines, the underlying narrative is one of industrial survival and geopolitical ambition. The challenge for Italy moving forward will be to balance this global commercial success with the imperative of maintaining a formidable domestic navy, ensuring that in the process of arming the world, Rome does not leave its own waters unguarded. The strategy is high risk and high reward, reflecting a modern Italy that is unapologetically pragmatic about the use of its industrial might on the world stage.